This is the GIS Evening Report for Monday, July 8, 2024. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas to make a call at the St. George's Cruise Port on Tuesday with relief supplies for communities affected by Hurricane Beryl. And Grenadians have answered the call to volunteer their time to clean up the northern parishes over the weekend. We'll have the details to these stories and more when we return.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it is crucial for all of us to conserve water at home. When washing my fruits and vegetables, I use a bowl of water, and later I reuse it to water my plants. This is how I save water at home. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas cruise line will dock at St. George's Cruise Ship Terminal on Tuesday, 9th July at 5 a.m., bringing much-needed relief aid to assist in the recovery efforts for the people in Grenada and the Sister Isles. The arrival is one of significance post-Hurricane Beryl, as it brings relief aid and a total of 2,377 tourists to the shores. Randall Dolland, chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, said that the arrival of Rhapsody marks a significant step in the economic recovery of Grenada.
Through our great working relationships with the cruise ship company, Royal Caribbean, they reached out, and of course, once they heard about the passage of Beryl and the devastation, especially to our sister islands, they wanted to know how they could help. So they reached out to us, they made contact. They said that they could do a humanitarian stop, bringing aid and relief to Grenada. In addition to this aid, which would include water, mattresses, toiletries, bedding, and many other things that we needed now, like batteries, lights, etc. They're also going to assist us with providing 15 tons of marine fuel. Why is that significantly important? Of course, because we have a lot of the ships running between Grenada and the sister islands, moving supplies back and forth. So that would actually help a lot with the relief effort with this donation. So we're really thankful and grateful that they're making a donation like that as well, because that is something that's practical and very much needed at this point.
Dolland says the arrival of over 2,000 visitors will cause a spin-off effect for Grenada's economy.
8 a.m. to 2 p.m. we'll be having the 2,377 passengers disembark. So we're grateful to have these passengers come off the ship at this point, because now, it sort of gets money sort of injected right into the economy. The fact is, tourism has been sort of one of the main pillars of the Grenadian economy. And tourism always and continues to prove its resiliency. So even in times of disasters, you would have visitors still coming and still spending money in the economy. And that's good, because I think that we want to help everyone sort of understand why you have visitors in town at this point so soon after a hurricane. And it's because you now have an injection of capital, not capital, but let's say foreign spending, foreign currency now in circulation and money in circulation, with visitors visiting shops, visitors going to the beach, buying drinks, and all these things have to get resupplied and restocked, right? They buy the spices, they buy our chocolates and everything else that we have to offer in a beautiful country.
Other partners have reached out to aid in their support. According to Dolland, this underscores the relationship Grenada Tourism Authority has established with Rhapsody of the Seas and partners.
Very special thank you to Royal Caribbean. We appreciate this effort, we appreciate this aid. We're thankful for relationships like that, the fact that we have such a partnership with a responsible corporate client, that they give back, and especially when we're in a time of need, they answer the call and they're here to help us. And that we talk about Royal Caribbean today and them sending their ships, but we also have had Inter-Caribbean reach out. They're providing aid. SVG's been working well with us, all our partners moving aid back and forth. JetBlue sent stuff yesterday. We have British Airways, Virgin, they all reached out. Everybody reached out to see how they could help. What could they do? How can they assist us with that, right? With helping us with getting aid into the country, the relief and supplies, so we could easily get it to our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and to the north of the island. But again, this really comes from strong relationships, strong business relationships that we've constantly had.
Government is strengthening its volunteer support grouping to aid in the cleanup and distribution of food and other supplies to the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The initiative has seen a number of non-governmental organizations like the Lions and Leo clubs, the Grenada Red Cross, religious organization, among others, coming forward to render support. Incoming president of the St. John's Lion Club, Alicia Durant, spoke to her club's support for the initiative.
We have in excess of 59 members of the Lions Club, comprising of the Leos and Lions Club, comprising Lions Club St. George's, St. John and St. Andrew, and Leos from St. George and St. Andrew. The purpose here is to volunteer wherever the need is to provide relief support to Carriacou in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. To us, Lions, we strongly believe that where there is a need, there is a lion. And whilst we provide support to our communities in Grenada, the priority at hand was Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Therefore, we have decided to give support. And after that, we will be providing support to St. Mark and most likely St. Patrick.
Elder Whitehead of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints also made the journey with a group of 12 volunteers.
We're just trying to help out where we can.
Is this day one of volunteerism for you?
I'm sorry?
Is this the first day that you're volunteering? Or?
Yeah, this is our first day. We have a group of 24 coming tomorrow.
Did you get a chance to see the island, or have you been stuck?
No, I've been in the warehouse all day today, so I haven't had a chance to get out on the island. Some of our group is out on the island now, so hopefully we'll have some video to review in a little bit. We came because we have a love for the people, and we felt the need to help.
Did you carry your own supplies, or?
We did, and the church as a whole has donated a large portion of supplies that are being distributed.
The GIS team also met up with Fairley Heyman, captain of the vessel Horizon 3, that brought supplies for the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
We've just come to offer as much relief as we can after the terrible storm that you guys obviously went through. And so, yeah, we brought supplies from Trinidad for the carriacou, and from water containers, food, tools, generators, tarps, clothing, bedding, diapers, you name it. We've tried to get as much of what we can to assist where we can. We know that it's only a little in the grand scheme of things that you guys have in front of you still, but we're very fortunate to be able to help, and grateful that we're here to help you guys, and we hope that everyone comes out of this in a good way. So.
We take a break. More news when we return.
Violence is never the answer. Let's talk it out. We need a safe space for our children to grow up, so let us respect each other. You see this little light of mine? I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna keep it burning for the children is looking on. So let's take advantage of the gun amnesty in full effect until July 30th. Remember, the answer is love. A message from the Ministry of National Security. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna keep it burning.
The gun amnesty remains in effect until July 30th. A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Welcome back. Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, Honorable Tevin Andrews, has expressed gratitude to donor agencies and volunteers who have been working tirelessly to ensure that families in Carriacou and Petite Martinique are taken care of. Minister Andrews says, notwithstanding the many challenges now faced by neighboring Grenadine Islands, the support for Carriacou and Petite Martinique is overwhelming.
So first and foremost, I want to use the opportunity to thank everyone who have been donating to the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique through NADMA and other means. We thank you 100%. I also want to use this opportunity to thank all the volunteers, the people in Carriacou, from Carriacou, who are here, whose homes are destroyed, who are going through a lot, and the next day, or the same day after the hurricane, they came out and started to volunteer. They must be commended, and still, 5 days after, 6 days after, they're still volunteering their time and service, so we appreciate that. I also want to use the opportunity to thank all of the volunteers that are here assisting in sorting and packaging stuff so that we can get it out to the people that are in need of it. I want us to understand that there are some challenges. We had some challenges in the past in terms of accessing some areas because of the fallen trees and the poles and other debris. Now most of that has been sorted. We also had the issue of getting stuff to people because we didn't have enough transport, because most of the transport was compromised, or in some cases there was no fuel. Now, for the most part, that has been sorted. So the vehicles are going out to the various villages to distribute stuff. There are some areas that still have not received supplies, and we are aware of that. But hopefully today, with the transportation that the government of Grenada through NADMA is sending up, that will be taken care of.
The Honorable Minister says a number of residents have been rendered homeless as the assessment of damage by the engineers continues.
We want to thank the people and businesses of Trinidad and Tobago who have sent up 4 containers, and I understand there are 4 more on the way. We thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. We thank you, Guyana, for the support that you have given, and all the other countries, our organizations, the diaspora that are working extremely hard to get the relief to Carriacou. We've been struck by a Category 4 hurricane, devastating. 98% of the island is completely flattened, from our schools, our hospital, our clinics, government buildings. And you know, there's a team doing an assessment now, and they rank the damage from 1 being not so bad to 4, which is extremely bad. And most of the homes in Carriacou is between a Category 3 and 4, meaning that it's really, really bad. So there's out of the 500 homes that they assessed yesterday, more than 300 and something of those homes are in a Category 4, meaning that it has to be, you have to do a complete rebuild.
Honorable Andrews also used the opportunity to speak to residents of the mainland who plan to visit the hurricane-ravaged islands.
If you come into Carriacou, ensure that you're coming to volunteer or you're coming to do some heavy lifting. That's what's needed at this time. So I know that there's a circular going around saying that there's some restrictions to come to Carriacou. Yes, we're restricting people who just want to come tourist sightseeing. We want people to come up to work. So I just wanted to clear the air on that. If you feel free to come, but please understand the situation here. We want workmen.
Minister Andrews says the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique are resilient and they will build back better and smarter. With Hurricane Beryl's destruction of homes and businesses in Carriacou and Petite Martinique and the vulnerability of the residents, the Royal Grenada Police Force is ensuring that there is adequate security on the islands. Head of Security and Safety Operations on the island is Assistant Commissioner of Police John Mitchell. During an interview with the GIS, ACP Mitchell said the RGPF has implemented a number of security measures on the islands, which are still under a state of emergency.
I think it's well established that Carriacou is a disaster zone. There is a need for much assistance. In particular to the security, our first and overarching responsibility is that for the safety of lives and thereafter property. So obviously we are responsible for conducting searches, first to ensure that we rescue persons who may be in danger. That initial aspect has been done. We are continuing to do more detailed search in areas that are most significantly affected. In fact, the whole of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Apart from that, our police officers themselves have been significantly affected. In fact, every police officer in Carriacou and Petite Martinique, except one, I understand, would have lost the home. And when I say lost the home, not just roof, but completely demolished. So that is one of the aspects that we need to deal with. And the Commissioner of Police obviously is looking into that aspect significantly.
ACP Mitchell says the RGPF is also paying close attention of other security concerns as relative to the number of people entering the islands.
The key point areas in which that we need to secure those areas in terms of static position has been secured, preventing persons from moving around unnecessarily as much as possible. We do understand that individuals need to move around to check on the family, to receive aid and so on. So, but we are asking persons to do so in a responsible way. This is what we are doing. So as I stated before, you will meet checkpoints, you will meet police officers at several areas, and they will question you with regards to your movements. But so far, I must give good regards and congratulations to the citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They have heeded the call from the police officers in terms of being civil. We do not have any major security issues here at this point, and police officers from time to time are also involved in humanitarian efforts to assist individuals on the ground.
Stay with us, we'll have more after the welcome back. Community members and volunteers turned out in their numbers over the weekend to assist in the national cleanup declared for the northern parts of the island following the ravaging of Category 4 Hurricane Beryl last week. In St. Mark, 3 teams were deployed to clear debris, cut overhangings, and clean drains to avoid flooding. The parish suffered significant damage, mainly to its agricultural sector, leaving farmers uncertain of how soon debris and fallen trees will be cleared to continue their livelihood. GIS spoke to a few community members who participated in the weekend's cleanup exercise.
I heard the call, and as a conscious member of the community, I felt it necessary for me to be here. I'm really pleased with the turnout that we're seeing here in this area. I expect that there are other people in the non-Parel and so area, and I trust that people are going to come out and contribute to the initiative in whatever way that they can.
We're cleaning the debris on the side of the road, clean up the drains, remove the stones, and make sure that if heavy rain comes, the drain is clean, so you won't have any flooding or anything like that. So we gathering everything, put it in a bag, and wait for when the truck comes to remove it. As we go along, based on how far we get, then we may have to continue, because we start from Lassos, because Moran is okay, and then we go up to, well, the town is already clear, we go up to Riverside, go up to Waltham, and then the other team coming down, we will join. So wherever we join, that's it, and then we'll have to eat on the inside. So as it is now, we are doing the main road.
A couple of boats get damaged, we don't check it out, more than 10 boats what we see, but during the cleanup now, you've seen that more boat get damaged, because I float my sand boat, and when we realize what you gain water, that means you get damaged below. So you have to move some of the woods and everything, and then we could be able to full the boat of water, check below it to see what get bust, because we see that one they get damaged, Yeah, so the extent of the damage which go right down to the rock down there. Yeah, it was a big, yeah, a lot of tree came down, and all by the lagoon there, then we go back by the lagoon and clean up by the lagoon because there's a lot of woods and, trees would fall there. Yeah, we use a van again I get my virgin van, I tell him, well, if money come, he go get a money, so let me take out the majority of the stuff and things like that, and the guys in the city go burn the big pieces of wood on them for coals and things, so that we go take them and put them on one heap and make it look a little decent, so the place could look clean and nice, It will take a time because most of the time you can't get reasoning go off, you don't have enough reasoning go off, so who could be able to run in town and get, Yeah, but what I see, you have some small damage, so the guys and them will, come out, but it will take a little time because your boots were completely mashed up.
Senator Quince Britton expressed satisfaction in the level of community spirit and support for the parish. He commended the teams from outside parishes, including St. George, who participated in the cleanup.
What was done in the immediate aftermath, they only cleared it so that vehicular traffic could be, could traverse the area. So we are doing a general cleanup now from the areas where they did, partially clean or make sure that vehicle could access the area. So that we are doing. Luckily, we have also the bushing starting on Monday, God's will. So they would do more of the farm roads the inside roads, ensure that it's passable, because we are in the hurricane season. We want to make sure that the drains, you have proper drainage, as well as vehicles can traverse the areas that that is accessible to motor.
The senator, who was out of state during the hurricane, said he is still doing assessments of the damage. However, he encouraged residents to be patient with the recovery and rebuilding process.
A total of about 69, I was told, up to yesterday, families are affected in that regard. And in some instances, some of the roof where just a few sheets of galvanized the family went ahead and so on, and just to make it comfortable for them to stay. But obviously we will have to do proper roofs and so on. I know the focus is the areas that are more badly affected, so I just encourage people, just let us, keep the faith, and we will get to you bit by bit. So I just hear, just a show of support, asking them, just to hold straight, whatever that we can do just to make them comfortable in the meantime.
In a national display of support and unity, volunteers from various communities across Grenada, along with numerous NGO groups, turned out in large numbers to participate in the cleanup drive in St. Patrick East and West. The Government Information Service covered the event over the weekend, and Abigail McIntyre filed this report.
A call was issued for citizens to come out and assist the efforts of government in clearing up roadways, collecting waste, and bringing some relief to residents in the St. Patrick and St. Mark areas. This call was answered as dozens of volunteers gathered at the Sauters bus terminus to await instructions for the cleanup drive. It was jointly organized by the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, the Ministries of Climate Resilience and Infrastructural Development, the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, and NADMA. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Mrs. Nicole Clark Gully, headed the activities in St. Patrick, ensuring volunteers were placed in groups and given the necessary tools for the job.
We would have done the division by the St. Patrick East and St. Patrick West. So that's how we put the persons in teams based on the information we received from the constituency offices, and plus persons who are on the ground assessing the damage. So they would have given us the names of the villages that are devastated and need most attention, and here we are. We would have divided the who are here into teams, and they are out now in these different villages starting to do the cleanup.
Honorable Joseph Andel, parliamentary representative for St. Patrick West, thanked all who came out to support the cleanup initiative in his constituency, where farm roads as well as main roads were cleared up by the volunteer teams.
We still have a lot more clearing up to do. So far I've been to 2 farm roads, and very often it is easy to forget the farmers and their plight. We tend to concentrate on buildings because obviously that's where we live and for the most part work. But we have to concentrate also on the agricultural sector. That is what feeds us, provides an income for thousands of Grenadians. So I went first to the village of Redmud, and we concentrated on clearing up some blocked roads where several trees had fallen during the storm. And from there proceeded up to Peggy's Women Upper Hermitage. We still have a portion of the road that is not motorable, but we are hopeful that by the time we finish with this exercise, the whole of the Peggy's Women Road will be passable.
Parliamentary representative for St. Patrick East, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall, was heartened by the show of support and says it's the first of many more to come.
I think the cleanup has to be continued. I mean, today we have a David National Cleanup Day for Grenada and St. Patrick in particular. We're also looking at St. Mark's and other areas that are surrounded that may have debris on the ground and so on. But as we know, we cannot stop cleaning. We have to continue cleaning our country. That should be part of our civic duty as we go forward and so on. We want to inculcate in people that clean up of your environment is the best thing you can do as a civilian in your country.
The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority deployed teams to ensure all waste received were properly separated to be carried to the various collection facilities. Myrna Julian, Communications Manager at the GSWMA, says not all of the waste will be sent to the landfill, but explains how the process will work.
We have huge quantities of green waste, and those would be directed to the Pearls airstrip. Hopefully, as you would be aware, we have sent our wood chipper off to carriacou yesterday to aid in starting that process there. So once the wood chipper has completed its work in carriacou, we don't know for how long, we would begin the process of chipping at Pearls. So as that site is a temporary site for the storage of the debris from the northern part of St. George's. Now, in terms of the other waste types, the things like the galvanized alu zinc and the lumber, wood, etc., any form of metal, those would be sent to the Perseverance facility. There are 2 locations assigned for those, so the lumber would go to one location and the galvanized would go to another. So once the metal gets there, our metal baler is still on island. We do plan to send it off to carriacou, but it's still on island, so as long as it is here and we are receiving the metal waste, it would be crushed, made into the bales for the purposes of shipping off island.
Saturday's National Cleanup Drive was supported by other ministers of government, the Honorable Delma Thomas and the Honorable David Andrew.
I am glad that I'm able to be part of this cleanup campaign. I believe the people of St. Patrick and the people of Grenada, they are a resilient people, and so they have come out in their numbers. And what we saw also that is touching, there are people who lost their roof and even lost their whole homes, but they are part of the cleanup campaign, and that speaks a volume of our people and how they're caring even in time of difficulty. So yes, Beryl came and destroyed. St. Patrick's is messy, but the resilience of the people and the support from across Grenada is tremendous.
I'm happy to report lots of villagers, lots of community persons, not just from St. Patrick East and West, but from all of Grenada coming up to St. Patrick in a show of solidarity with our brothers and sisters who have been affected here on the mainland. And while we do that, we think of our brothers and sisters in carriacou and Petite Martinique and neighboring islands. But nonetheless, the focus is here today while other relief efforts focus on carriacou, so not wanting to forget them at all in anything I say. But I was happy to see so many persons from so many different parishes, all the way from St. George and all the other parishes coming up today. That tells me something, and that spirit of community and togetherness that I saw resurging after the independence and in preparation for 50th independence, it's still alive. And I'm happy to see it come out today. With all the persons coming, there's just been an energy wanting to get on. Even when we got off to a little late start, people were like, let's go, I don't want my sweat to dry. People were excited to get out, and that is heartwarming.
Abigail McIntyre for the GIS Evening Report.
This brings us to the end of the GIS Evening Report for Monday, July 8, 2024. I am Chris and Mitchell saying once again, thank you for joining us.